Hello, 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 welcome to Firearms of America, and today in this mystery box right here, because Amazon decided to send me a basic box, not from a manufacturer, but their own recycled box. I don't know why, don't ask me. This is, for the first time on this channel, Ecco! And this is Ecco Exostrike Hydromax hiking boots. Sounds really good, right? But are they? Okay, so if you don't have time to watch the whole review, let me tell you guys, I do like these boots. They are comfortable. They do look a little bit strange. Nevertheless, the bottom sole takes a lot of impact. So running in these boots, walking for long distances, definitely pretty good. The outsole is, for the most part, designed more for the flat surfaces, but still a pretty good. The only thing I wanted to mention, if you don't have time to watch the whole review, is that these boots do run a little bit too big. So keep that in mind. Maybe get half a size, maybe even the whole size smaller. Just keep that in mind. Be prepared to get them and return them and then get a smaller. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so if you do have time to watch the whole review, let's get into it. As some of you already know, this review is specifically for my ultimate survival boots section. Basically, if this was your last boot that you put on and something terrible happened, and then this is the boot that you put on, and you had to walk out of your house, run out of your house, walk for very long distances, without stopping, without getting any sleep, maybe climbing on the way, fighting on the way, would this be a good boot? To contribute to your survival chances. Okay, so how do we make the judgment? Well, we judge by 8 different criteria. Criteria number 1, the comfort level. So, to test the comfort level, what I do is I do a 5-mile walk and a 3-mile run without stopping. Total wear time is between 7 and 8 hours. Now, these boots are pretty good. They're pretty good for running, they're pretty good for walking. There are a few factors that contribute to that pretty goodness. Specifically, the weight. Factor number 1, the weight. So let's actually get that out of the way to tell you exactly the weight. Now, they are a little bit on the heavier side, as you can see. Let me get it somewhere without the glare. There we go, without the glare. So, 2169, and I always say that anything above 20 is where you start to feel that weight, and you definitely do feel that extra weight in this boot. Now keep in mind, this is size 10, so obviously different size is going to be different weight, a little bit smaller, a little bit less weight, but this is size 10 and 2169. A little bit on the heavier side for hiking boots. Now, obviously, as you can imagine, most of this weight comes from this massive bottom sole. Yes, I wish it wasn't as big and there wasn't as much of the stuff going on just to save on weight, but we will talk more about it in the outsole. Now, another factor that contributes to the comfort level is, of course, the inner sole. The inner sole is pretty good. Walking in these boots, running, you get tired. You get tired because there's a little bit of extra weight. But walking in these boots is actually very nice and comfortable. You do have a very good inner sole, and as you can see, it is very nice and jelly. So whenever you're walking, you feel like you're almost walking on bread. Why does the word bread comes to my mind? Because it says Breathability. Denmark, Breathability. I guess that's a city in Denmark, but the word bread comes to mind, like walking on bread. That's how soft it is. Yes, it's really soft. Now, I personally like firmer jelly surface, the inner sole, just to give you a little bit of that kind of resistance, but if you do like that softness, kind of like you're walking on cotton candy, you're gonna like this ones, definitely. Alright, another factor that contributes to the comfort level of this boot is the bottom sole. In spite of the massiveness of the outsole, it is very flexible. So whenever you are running, you can run properly in these boots without putting too much stress on your ankles and on your knees. So overall, on the comfort level, I can give these boots a very solid 7 out of 10. I think if the weight was a little bit smaller, below 20 ounce per boot, I could give them an 8. And I think that if the inner sole was a little bit firmer, still jelly, but a little bit firmer, I could probably go even up to like 8.5, 9. Okay, so let's move on to the next criterion. Criterion number 2, proofing and protection. All right, so whenever it comes to the protection, there isn't really much stuff going on, unfortunately. The toe, as you can see, is very soft, so be prepared. If you drop something on your toe, you will feel it all the way. Yes, now there isn't much going on in the ankles either. Yes, if you smash your ankles on something, you will definitely feel it. Nothing much going on, unfortunately, there either. But on the heel, you do have a little bit of that. A lot of this rubber, which I wish they kind of cut in half and used some of it on the front here to give you some toe protection, and maybe here some ankle protection, but whatever. On the heel, yes, so your heel is protected at least. Proofing, there isn't really much I can say about proofing. The leather is this Hydromax treated leather. Is an enhanced water resistance, at least that's what they say. You do get this booty. Everybody likes the booty, right? Yep, you have that extra, but it's a little bit weird, it's a little bit strange. As you can see, it goes at an angle, it goes down, so I kind of wish it went all the way up to here to give you this much of the waterproofing. Instead it goes down, so they kind of lowered the level of waterproofing. So if you step in the creek that deep, yeah, you're gonna get wet. Keep that in mind. So not much in proofing, not much in protection. Okay, so let's talk about the criteria number 3, the quality and the design features. Now, quality wise, people do like these boots. Currently they have over 140 reviews on Amazon and almost 5 stars, so there are no complaints whenever it comes to quality. The design features, so here I like to point out the lacing system. It is pretty good, nothing really crazy, nothing really special. It kind of breaks down into 2. I think it is a little bit too much going on whenever it comes to the lacing system. I think they could have saved at least 1 pair of these holes right here, but that's fine. The hooks on the top are closed, so if you do like closed hooks, you're gonna appreciate this. But these are advertised as hiking boots. I think it would have been a little bit better to make these hooks as open hooks, because in hiking boots you do want to have open hooks to kind of give you that faster release of the tension if you need to. Again, not really a big deal, it's a really small thing, a matter of preference, but I need to point it out here in this review. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the outsole traction and stability, the criteria number 4. And I have tested these boots in several different terrains. I've tested them on the wet grass, dry grass, rocky road, newer tarmac, older asphalt. Tested them on the sand. Tested them on, I already said rocky road. Tested them on the marble, yes, the marble, and the tile. I think I mentioned everything. And I tested them on the trail surface as well. They perform fairly well on all of them. There is a pretty good balance between the aggression and the flatness. They do perform really good on the sand because they have that flatness. Nothing catches on. In the wet sand, nothing really catches on to the bottom sole, so you don't get that extra weight. Pretty good on the sand, on the sandy surfaces. On the rocky road, pretty good too, because again, there isn't much stuff to catch on for the rocks to kind of impact negatively the traction that you already have and add to the weight. Nothing like that. I do, however, wish there was a little bit more of aggression to give you a little bit more traction on surfaces like wet grass. Just some of the grooves going kind of in the opposite direction, because as you can see, they all go in the same direction, kind of just flat up. Also, I wish there was a little bit more of the ridges here, specifically for climbing the rope, climbing the tree. Might be useful in survival situations. But overall, the bottom sole is pretty good. It is flexible, so like I mentioned already, it does allow you for proper running technique. Let me quickly mention the temperature criteria number 5. They are very breathable. I was testing them in the Florida heat. It was more than 90 degrees, so did not overheat at all, so pretty good in that department. Now, as a winter boot, you might get away with some colder temperatures because this nice booty will hold you well, but it's not insulated, keep that in mind, so you will need some insulated socks. And because they're water resistant, waterproof, you know, it might be pretty good in the snow as well. Now, criteria number 6 is the sizing. Like I said, they do run a little bit too big. Keep that in mind. Criteria number 7 is the balance of application. Now, this is if this really was your last boot that you put on, right? And you run out of your house, walk out of your house, had to walk, run, fight, whatever you need to do to survive. Would this be a good boot? I think this is a decent option. Now, a little bit strange outsole. I couldn't really figure out why they did it the way they did it. Why they gave so much to this rubber piece in the back to give heel protection, which I don't mind. Okay, thank you for the heel protection, but where is my toe protection? Where is my ankle protection? Kind of wish there was. However, I do like some things that I have not seen in other boots. For example, this tongue right here, it has a very nice jelly padding, and this is really important, especially in a lot of tactical boots where they just put a piece of leather for a tongue that rubs on your sheens and destroys them. Just destroys them, right? A lot of people complain about things like that on Amazon. I've seen it. But here, you can literally wear nothing. You can wear this boot without socks and they still are comfortable here in this area. Really good. The lacing system is very good. The bottom sole is the balance, you know, of aggression and flatness is pretty good as well. So overall, if you get this boot in the right size, I think it is a pretty good option. Now, criteria number 8, the last one, kind of important factor, obviously. Not kind of, definitely important factor. Price. Now, these boots are currently on Amazon $147.50. And there are a few different color options. You can find more hipster type of colors, like with white and, you know, brown, dark, green, whatever, different color variations. You can definitely do that if you want to. Now, I prefer more of that tactical look, but keep that in mind. You can't really wear tactical look everywhere, right? Without looking a little bit weird. But if you want a more everyday look, they definitely do have colors that will fit that everyday look, definitely. Now, regarding the price, $147 is, I think, is a little bit overpriced for this boots. It's my personal opinion, but I personally think it's a little bit overpriced. There's a lot of good competition in that price range, which I would definitely go with over this boot. So keep that in mind. I've done a lot of reviews here for tactical boots, for hiking boots. So check them out. See whatever you like more, because like I said, in 140s, 150s, there's a lot of competition. Pretty good competition. Like, for example, Salomon boots. Check them out. So this was Ecco Exostrike Hydromax. Very cool name. Hiking boot review. This was Firearms of America. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If this review was useful, please subscribe. This is still a growing channel, so every subscribe definitely counts. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.